What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a freelance artist journey. In this show, I wanted to talk about networking for freelance artists. And so, for those who really know me, which most of you listening and watching probably do not, but for the most part, I would consider myself an introvert. And I say that from the standpoint that if you were to ask me to, if I had a preference of going to a party or going on a hike, I would pick going on the hike. And, I could do that with a small group of friends. Um, I would go to a party with a small group of friends, but when you throw a bunch of strangers in and we're talking a group of 20, 30 or more, then it starts to get a little uncomfortable for me. If it's a smaller, intimate group of people that I know somewhat well, then I'm okay. Uh, if you asked me to get up and say something, then, I might be a little intimidated, but I could do that. But now, if it's a classroom of people, if it's 20, 30 people and I'm asked to get up and say something, then I'm a little nervous. I've only ever had to do that a few times. There was a kind of supper club situation where they had live music and they wanted a painter to be on stage painting live while the music was playing. And so I was asked to do that, and it was something that I kind of had to get up the nerve to do. And I did it. I had fun. It was a great experience, but that's not something that I am hungry for. Some people want that kind of attention. It stimulates them. It drives them. It's a challenge for them. For me, I would try to avoid things like that, but I do understand that as an artist, you have to get out there and you have to be seen. Otherwise, being an artist is pointless, really, because I believe that art and the artist, it's about communicating first and foremost. So you've got to get out there and you've got to connect with other people. And so, that brings me to the point of networking. You have to be seen and you have to be heard. You have to put yourself out there, even if you're an introvert like myself and you prefer the company of few to the company of many. But now, over the years, I've kind of shed the shy persona that I have. In general, I still prefer, I'm a homebody. I prefer to be alone. But as an artist, I can't afford to have that attitude and to kind of wear my introvertedness as a badge of honor. You can't afford to do that because you need to pay bills. You need to get your work out there. It needs to be seen. So people have asked me, what do I do? How do I approach networking and talking to other artists or talking to clients? And my response to that is pretty much, what I'm saying here is that you just have to do it. You have to put yourself out there. And one way that I approach the situation is to look at it as I did when I was dating. And back when I was single and dating, and I did a lot of online dating, and you know, I understood that it was a numbers game. And it was fun, checking out the profiles of different women and then sending out a greeting Hi, how are you doing? I was looking at your profile. I think you're cute. I'd like to get to know you better. These are basic soft skills that we all should have. And in this internet age, we kind of hide behind our computers more and more, but just the basic skills of saying hello to someone and introducing yourself, giving your name, and asking them what theirs is, what do they do, that type of thing. These are basic skills that we all should have, and they carry right over onto social media just fine. And so it's no real secret on how to network with people. You just be human, basically. And the social network platforms are set up to be social. We don't always use them that way. If we see something, we like it. We see someone that we want to follow, we follow them. But do we ever interact with them and actually tell them why we're liking something that they posted and asking them questions about it and not being concerned with, oh, I might be bothering this person. Uh, if you're bothering them, then that's their problem. Don't post something and not expect me to actually uh, ask you questions about it and talk to you about it. That's my stance on the social media game. Let's actually use it for what it was meant to be used for and be social. And that's my approach to networking is to comment on a person's post, ask them questions about whatever it is, thank them for sharing. And when someone likes or subscribes to something that you've posted or something that you're doing, thank them for it and greet them and say, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. If there's ever any way that I can help you and be of service, please let me know." And be sincere about that and really mean it. And so, this is how I've made a lot of connections through social media sites like Reddit and LinkedIn, is to actually use the services. And when someone requests to invites me to connect, like say on LinkedIn, then I always answer that invite, and I tell them thank you for the invite to connect, um, and let's not be strangers. I'd love to chat more sometime, and I actually take a look at their profile, see what they're about, and if it's interesting enough to me, then I will ask them about it and have follow-up conversation if possible. Sometimes you can tell that a person may have a one-word answer for you and that kind of thing, and that's fine. Um, some people are even more introverted than you may be, and I'm not trying to force myself upon anybody, but at the same time, I am going to at least address you and see where the conversation goes, if it goes anywhere. I'm not trying to hit on anybody. I'm married, happily married, but there's always room to make new connections because you never know where it leads to. And I can't tell you how much money I've made just being genuine, networking with people, and um, offering my services. So, I just like to encourage you to try it, to go a step further than simply liking someone's post and actually comment, ask questions, invite them to connect on an even more personal level. God forbid you would say, hey, let's actually talk on the phone or over Zoom. Uh, that may actually lead to some interesting opportunities. And it's just, you never know. what can happen. Yeah, there's a lot of scary things. There's some bad things out there, but I find that more often than not, positive things happen when you put yourself out there in a positive light. So, hopefully this short talk was inspirational for you and encourages you to get out there and to network more. And I promise good things can happen. So, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.